I realized to carry on some work on the bottom of the doors of the Mint Morse, I'm going to need a tipping jig or a tipping rollers for my bead roller. So basically, I'm going to make something a little different. I've already started with the large step die and carved a 60-degree groove in it with a land on the bottom that's about 10 gauge, or not 10 gauge, 20 gauge. And now I'm going to build the other part out of this piece of metal I got kicking around to be a V to fit into that. And we'll see how that works. That way I shouldn't have to lift up a corner. Anyway, we'll set up and get going here. I've already brought it to a surface and got myself a mark where I need the V to start. So this part's going to be the clamping area. Should get some safety glasses on. I'm going to come back when I get down to the appropriate size. Okay, I got that done. That took me a while. I'm going to come back because this 3/4 bit takes a little bit of finesse to get through. Okay, I wound up having to use the boring bar and step it because the 1/2-inch drill is not wide enough for the boring bar, and I couldn't get the 3/4 inch to drill properly. Its flutes are kind of crushed in, so it keeps binding. Anyway, now I've got to use the boring bar and get this out to 22 mil. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, it fits fine, so now I've got to set up for punching a hole for the set screw. Now I want this thing close up against here because I may have to shave some off depending on how much flange is going to be sticking up. So I'm going to get as close to that as possible. I can see that's not quite centered there. Now, 8 by 125, that's a 17/64. How convenient. That's not good at all. That's binding. It's almost through. Well, that's the way it fits there. It's going to look too bad. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to, I'm in the process of motorizing this thing, so I'll have to remove that and put the hand crank back on because I'm waiting for half link for the chain. Well, the first couple of passes, it's doing it on a radius. It's bending pretty good. The only problem is it's putting kind of a, I don't know if that's visible, a V rather than a complete fold. I'm going to give it a few more passes and see what it does. Not what I anticipated, but it's different. I mean, it could be hammered over from that point, I'm sure. I'll see if that'll work. I'll hammer it over and see what happens. Well, a little bit of beating later, and yeah, I can get an angle. It's still got those creases in it, so it'd probably be better for a tight bead rather than trying to do a flange. I mean, it's doable, but it's not real pretty. Anyway, might be useful for somebody. I decided to give it one more try before I actually pack it in. I'm going to widen up this channel a bit and see if that does anything. let's give that a go. Okay, there we are centered again, and we'll give it a couple of goes and see what happens. Well, there's a couple of passes. It's looking better than what it did before. It's still pushing downhill a little bit, but it's not near as bad. So I could be onto something here. I'm going to carry on until I bottom out and see what it looks like then. Okay, that's where it looks when it's bottomed out. It does take on that bead again, but not near as tight. Oh, no. I'm going to hammer on it just because. Well, it certainly gives an interesting end result. It folds over reasonably well. It's got to be shrunk up, but yeah, it looks like it could make an interesting face panel or something, complete with stiffener in it. I'm sure I'll find a use for it. But anyway, widening helps to a certain extent. I did notice that with the extra thickness on the gear that it stops it about there from, oh, there's the line. I don't know if it's, yeah, there's the line. That it rubs there when it's going around, so it's only going to raise so much anyway without me thinning down that wheel, which I offset the screw quite a bit that I could probably do that. I might experiment with it more, but this is the end result anyway.